Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday, the 20th of August 2019. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck for today's reading. Let's have a look at what these cards want you to be aware of and what energy you'll be working with on the day. Wow, the perfect love story, the perfect kind of love tragedy. What I was getting while I was shuffling the cards was a child's sense of wanting to be protected and independent and pure and unburdened, but also wanting to have the freedoms that adults have. So opinions and to be taken seriously and to vote and to be able to start their own movements based on their beliefs and not to have to fake it and do it for someone else. It's a sense of wanting to be taken care of, but also standing up for yourself and the frustration between not being able to do that. So the Queen of Cups is about healing. She's like a Reiki healer, a master energy healer. And if you have her as a mother, you're going to be in very good shape. You're going to be feeling loved and nurtured, and you are a trophy. You're amazing. You're wonderful. And you go out into the world and you have emotional skills that you can use when things go wrong. And you can fall back on good emotional habits that your mother taught you. And emotionally, you're incredibly intelligent when it comes to other people. So you're considerate, you don't step on other people's toes so often, and you don't have so many emotional upsets in your life. Now, the card is in reverse. That's that feeling that this sense of being loved and nurtured and taken care of is gone. There's this feeling of, oh, it's just by myself and I have to go and do everything, and I am here struggling with all this stuff I've got to do, and no one is supporting me or taking care of me or helping me. So it's like regressing almost to a childhood state of stomping your feet and saying, I want some help too. The Two of Cups is two young people kind of tentatively testing out the limits and the boundaries and just getting to know each other. Basically, it's like first love, which is something straight people experience at high school usually. Okay, so it's two very inexperienced people coming together who don't know very much about, how to treat someone else and not hurt their feelings, or how to be super diplomatic, or social skills are skills. You learn them and you build them as time goes on. So they are here together. They heal something within each other. So obviously they attract each other, and they also make each other feel that strength and that passion of love. And when you tap into love with another person, because the two of you are in love, or if you're doing tantric yoga or whatever it may be, if you tap into that Shakti energy, it's really the most powerful energy there is. It's light, and it has speed and energy going with it, and it can just blast away obstacles that could otherwise totally hold you back. So what they're realizing is that by activating their own energy and each other's energy and heightening it and lowering it as they interact, they realize that they have more power and that they can use certain energies to get certain things done. or to fix certain situations. So Ben for sorting out house problems, Michael for sorting out problems with the car, Julie for problems with the kids, whatever, like someone you have in your life who bails you out and helps you when you're not able to do everything by yourself, and someone who supports you. So if you're someone who is totally overwhelmed here today on Tuesday and you're thinking, I can't take care of these 3 screaming kids, I was a successful finance person and now I'm sitting here at home with these 3 screaming children, and the husband goes off to work in the morning and says bye, and I'm just meant to tolerate the screaming all day long. No, it's not going to work. So you don't feel taken care of. You feel like you're the mother now. You have to do all the taking care of, all the nurturing. And where's the love coming from? There's none coming to you. You're not feeling the love. So how are you supposed to help and nurture when you don't feel nurtured and loved yourself? So the answer is to reach out to other people who can support you, okay? And if money isn't the problem, but your mind and your ideas and you losing your mind isn't such, well, it is a more pressing problem, then, invest in some help like a nanny, or look at lowering your hours or getting back into work part-time so that you can have a change of scenery. Or speak to your husband about how to manage the 3 kids more effectively. Finally, we've got the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Cups is someone who is in love. He's in love, and he is always swimming towards his flame, so to speak, and his love is long and never ending, and it just goes on and on and on. And he is someone who is extreme in his love. He can sometimes be a little bit weird and overly kind of observant, like in a creepy way, and because he's insecure. Or he can be overly obsessive, needy. He can be over demonstrative in saying, okay, let's take the jet and go have pancakes in France, in Paris, and stuff like that, and make these dramatic gestures because he doesn't feel good about himself, for instance. Or he's someone who's still getting in touch with his feelings and accepting himself as he is. Like, the cliche about people who drive these fancy cars having shortcomings in other areas. It's really true. Some people have certain physical things going on that give them a totally different outlook on every other part of their life. I'm always someone who's like, your sexuality does not define who you are. I've never really got on in the gay scene so much because I'm a human being. I'm a spiritual being having human experience first of all, and then I'm gay, and then I'm a son, and then I'm a bunch of other things. So I don't just identify with the gay thing. So, but it has affected me. And I met this guy years ago who was bi, and he was like, his life seemed so simple. It's just like, if I like that person, I'm gonna try and be with that person, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go there. And it just seemed so uncomplicated and easy peasy, and just, there are different ways of living, is what I'm saying. There are different ways of living, and there are different ways of loving. You can take it very seriously and be very devoted to someone and make very strong vows, or you can just be with someone and have fun together and ensure that when it's no longer fun that you end it, but otherwise than that, there are no rules really. Now this Knight of Cups is in reverse. Don't underestimate your own experience when it comes to what you're experiencing right now, love and emotions, and in terms of what you're feeling. You know how to label this. You know You've been on this isn't your first time at the rodeo, okay? You've been on this train before. So there's something today that says, I have a problem, I can't deal with it, I need something to deal with it to make the pain go away. And on a watery level, this could be like, oh, I can't face this person because I'm ashamed of her, so I'm not going to pick up the phone and call back. I'm going to have a glass of gin instead. And another one until I have the courage to call her back. Or I don't feel taken care of, so I need to reach out to other people. I need to either get someone to support me in different fields, or I need to connect with my higher power and get that to support me and make me feel loved. Because when I don't feel loved and I just start panicking, then I make silly mistakes and I end up in romantic relationships and situations which aren't appropriate. So if you feel totally insecure and unlovable and you totally unravel today, and this guy at work who just loved you for years and who you've never had a thing for, but he's always adored you, and he catches you in that vulnerable moment, and you know, gross. You don't want to go down there, you know? So, and then finally, it's realizing that you do have emotional skills in place. That means that when you don't feel the love naturally, you don't need to block that out with pills or booze. You don't need other people to fill that hole. The best thing is to connect with the higher realms, where your true strength lies, or to talk to people who are like-minded, who get it, and also to use your past emotional letdowns and triumphs to help you, guide you through this one as well. So today is a really emotional day where you'll be feeling a certain way. You'll really be feeling like you've been thrown in the deep end and you need to learn how to float. No one is asking. Like, you've been thrown in the deep end and there's an expectation that you're going to do well. So be in the moment, be present today, do the best you can. Something, a new strength or a new way to freedom is going to present itself today. So, like if you're living in Rio and suddenly you're this amazing 14-year-old football player and you hear that one of the recruiting coaches is going to be at a stadium in your local area where you can take part in that game. You rush over there and you show off your skills, and that's the way to get out of the life that you have been living and to take yourself somewhere into a completely different life. So often when we don't feel the love and we have to deliberately reach out for it or try and get it for ourselves, that's when we create wonderful, amazing, miraculous new things in our lives, because we don't just grab the love, we also grab divine, brilliant energy. So on days like this, it's actually good to not feel 100% because you're really trying to work hard to get everything just right. So number-wise, we've got 2 and 2 court cards, which is also 2. So 2 and 2 is 4. 4 is about stability, security, structure. And 2 pillars and 2 pillars is marriage and a new beginning and a new kind of happy institution that's in place and that's going to help you heal something or find an inner strength. So see where your grumpiness or where your emotional bugbears take you today, and what doors of opportunity or strength they open up, and follow those doorways and go through them and kind of pick up the extra positive energy that you are being offered today. Only available if you feel your feelings. If you shut your feelings off with drinking, smoking, drugs, whatever, you don't get that benefit of growth. You can't grow if you cut yourself off like that, because you're no longer connected to source. So you can learn emotional skills which give you more structure in future. So when something negative does happen, you don't freak out over it immediately, and you have more of a gap between what has happened and how you choose to react. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. I use astrology, tarot, and numerology in my personal readings, so I can answer any questions you may have. Please hit the subscribe button on the channel to be notified of new videos that come out, new tarot videos daily, weekly horoscopes, monthly horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac, and also videos on the new moons and full moons and eclipses and things like that. So get in touch via gregoryscott.com to audio reading. Have a lovely Tuesday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.